Hello and welcome to this holiday edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. Owners and operators of short-term rental accommodations have until April 1st, 2024 to comply with new city regulations on their short-term rentals. The regulations were scheduled to go into effect on January 1st, but Greensboro City Council recently voted to push that date back. This gives owners and operators more time to prepare while city staff activates an online zoning permit system. To help explain this new ordinance, a December 2023 FAQs page is available on the city's website. Key sections of the FAQs include what will happen with my existing short-term rental when new regulations go into effect, what happens if my short-term rental cannot meet the new city regulations. As of April 1st, 2024, all owners and operators of short-term rentals must obtain a zoning permit through the city's online zoning permit system. Those with documented proof of managing a short-term rental from January 1st to December 31st, 2023 will not be subject to the new regulations except for needing to obtain a zoning permit. New short-term rentals established on or after January 1st, 2024 must comply with the new regulations. For updates about the city's online zoning permit system, visit the city's website. The Greensboro City Council agreed to commit $100,000 for emergency hotel assistance provided by the Guilford County Continuum of Care, or COC. The funds will cover the remainder of fiscal year 2023 for those experiencing homelessness. This allocation by the City of Greensboro is contingent upon a match commitment by the City of High Point and Guilford County. During a Guilford County Homelessness Task Force meeting in November, the two cities and county agreed to commit $100,000 each. This will support emergency hotel assistance, which historically has been an alternative housing option during winter months or to assist residents temporarily displaced by code violations. Greensboro Assistant City Manager Nasha McCrae said, "We thank Guilford County and our Continuum of Care partners for collaborating with the city on this very critical issue and for remaining committed to facilitating and supporting short-term housing options for our most vulnerable unhoused residents." This funding is in addition to the nearly $300,000 City Council allocated to the Interactive Resource Center to support its 24/7 service expansion, which will begin in January. The City of Greensboro is the recipient of $11 million in state funding to conduct remediation at both Bingham Park and various downtown Greensboro sites. The 12-acre Bingham Park is adjacent to the Eastside Park, Willow Oaks, and Cottage Grove communities. This residential area served as a disposal site for incinerated waste until 1956, before being converted to parkland. In the late 2000s, the city began planning efforts in conjunction with the community to redesign and improve the park. Among other things, a portion of this funding will support full waste removal and rebuilding stream banks. The site is categorized as a pre-regulatory landfill since it was in operation prior to 1983, when landfill standards were established to protect health and the environment. Pre-regulatory landfills accepted types of waste not allowed in modern landfills. This funding will also be used to address multiple downtown Greensboro sites in varying stages of environmental mediation. The city will continue its focus to decrease the number of vacant sites to improve economic vitality and opportunity for residents and visitors. This further elevates downtown Greensboro as a regional economic driver. These projects support City Council priorities, easiest place to do business, and hub of recreation and entertainment. Cone Health has partnered with the city to share a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Following these tips is an easy way to help each of us improve our quality of life. Let's take a moment to check out today's News for Your Health.
Hi, I'm Nadeem Akhtar, one of the psychiatrists here at Cone Behavioral Health, and we have Neil Mashburn, our physician assistant. We're going to talk about an important topic. As we know that winter is coming, days are getting shorter, there's going to be decreased sunlight. It can affect people in certain ways. Some people can have depression and sadness. So we're going to talk to you and we're going to take you through winter blues and beyond, and how to and when to get help for it. Now we're going to talk about how to recognize the winter blues or holiday blues. Some of the common things are people may start feeling sad or unhappy for no reason. Some people may actually start overeating and they're spending more time in the kitchen. Some people may sleep less, some people may sleep more. Although the nights are already longer, but they go to bed early, they wake up late. Some people may start complaining of headaches, irritability, having more arguments with the family members. Some people may start not wanting to go to the gym or cut down on their outdoor activities. People may feel tired and unmotivated, exhausted. Some people may start indulgence in more alcohol and drugs and feel more worryful and start having more anxiety symptoms.
Here's some tips for coping with the holidays. Number 1, set realistic expectations. Make a schedule and stick to it. And in that schedule, be sure to put plenty of downtime for yourself so you can relax and enjoy the holidays. Also, be sure to get plenty of rest, continue to exercise, and try to eat healthy. Take a break from social media. Spend time with your family, engage. Turn off that computer, shut off that cell phone, and be involved with the family.
Now we're going to talk about the warning signs of winter blues. It is important to recognize it so that you can get help. Some of the common things that can happen is dysfunction. Dysfunction can be in any way. You can start skipping school, not going to work, calling in sick, amotivated, not able to do the things that you were enjoying before, like social activities. Other things to worry about is hopelessness. People start feeling as if there's no light at the end of the tunnel. Crying spells. You're getting more irritable with the family and friends and small things bother you too much. Feeling of guilt, as if you're recalling the past events which are traumatizing. Excessive sleepiness. Not taking care of your personal hygiene. The most important thing is some people start losing weight. If the loss in weight is more than 5% or the gain in weight is more than 5%, it's definitely a sign that this is more than winter blues. You may turning into a major depressive disorder, and it is time to get help.
So when and where to get help? Again, if you have feelings of hopelessness, anxiety, and depression that seem particularly intense and don't go away, or if you're having suicidal ideation or a family history of depression or mental illness, you can always talk to your family doctor, or you can call Cone Behavioral Health, Kernersville Med Center. We're here. Thanks for joining us. We hope we've been able to provide you with some helpful information. If you or someone you care about is experiencing depression or the holiday blues, help is available. For more information, go to conehealth.com/behavioral health.
Greensboro neighborhoods will be able to compare economic mobility by using a special map, and the city earns a perfect score on a national evaluation. We'll have those stories and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The Housing and Neighborhood Development Department is participating in an interactive online map project. This is designed to pinpoint long-term challenges and opportunities in affordable homeownership, healthcare, and education. Assessing the maps will enable users to compare different metrics from broadband access and health outcomes to housing costs, drilling down to the level of a census tract, all tailored to Greensboro's specific needs. The city contracted with Winston-Salem State University's Center for the Study of Economic Mobility to produce the maps. City staff will schedule equitable development data insight training for the community. According to Craig Richardson, the center's director, these maps help assist with potential policy solutions for Greensboro and its communities that focus on housing affordability. A key component to this project is an opportunity index that includes 4 components: prosperity, housing, education, and health indices for each neighborhood. Users can click on one of those topics, hover over different areas of the city to see specific stats, and then compare data with other areas of the city. To learn more and to read the center's full report, visit the city's website. The second round of the loose leaf collection program is underway. All leaves piled near the curb by Tuesday, January 2nd will be collected by Friday, February 2nd. This is the final season for loose leaf collection in Greensboro. Next year, residents will receive a collection container for leaves and other yard waste. Residents should follow these guidelines to make the leaf collection process go more smoothly. Rake all leaves to the edge of your yard, behind the curb, not in the street. Be sure to remove all sticks, rocks, and any other debris that may damage city equipment. Do not park vehicles on, in front of, or near the pile of leaves. It's easy to follow the collection trucks by checking the interactive map to determine when your neighborhood will be serviced. Leaves can also be disposed of year-round. Simply put them at the curb in a plastic or metal garbage can. Crews will collect the leaves on your regular trash collection day. The leaf collection schedule may change due to inclement weather. Please note the city does not collect loose leaves on private streets. For more information about the new changes, visit the city's website. Once again, the city of Greensboro earned a perfect score in the 2023 Human Rights Campaign's Municipal Equality Index, or MEI. This marks the third consecutive year the city scored 100 points. The score ranks Greensboro first among all cities in North Carolina, tied with Chapel Hill. The MEI examines the laws, policies, and services of municipalities, rating them on the basis of their inclusivity of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender, or LGBT people who live and work in the city. Among the index categories where Greensboro scored the highest were in municipal services, law enforcement, and the city's relationship with the LGBT community. The annual MEI is produced by the Human Rights Campaign. The agency represents more than 1.5 million members and supporters of LGBT equality in America. Other North Carolina cities listed in the MEI are as follows. Charlotte and Carrboro are tied at number 3. Durham comes in at number 5, while Winston-Salem ranks number 6. Raleigh is number 7, followed by Wilmington at number 8, leaving Cary and Fayetteville to round out the top 10. The full MEI listing is available for review on the Human Rights Campaign website. 'Tis the season to be jolly and to show off your holiday decorating and cooking skills. Coming up after the break, we'll offer easy-to-follow tips on how to avoid having your holidays go up in flames. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. On average, nearly 800 house fires per year begin with holiday decorations, excluding Christmas trees. These fires resulted in deaths, injuries, and $14 million in property damage. Joining me now to tell us how to avoid having your holidays go up in flames is Matt Grosclose. He is the fire and life safety educator with the Greensboro Fire Department. Hello, Matt. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. Such an important time of the year, and clearly with those statistics, people are getting injured and in sad cases, maybe even losing their life for things that should be joyous. So tell us, aside from that, why are you stressing the importance of holiday fire safety?
Well, when you take a look at the holidays, there are more risk factors that go into holiday fires. Obviously, folks have their Christmas trees, they're burning candles. At times, those Christmas trees aren't being properly watered, especially if you get one from a pre-cut tree lot. Chances are that it's pretty dry. You need to make sure that you get it home and water it right away because those unwatered trees are going to go up in flames much quicker than one that was already watered.
That makes sense. Now, can you share some examples of how we can reduce fire hazards during the holidays?
Absolutely. A lot of people are using candles much more during the holiday season, and you want to make sure that they stay away from combustibles such as curtains, paper towels, and make sure that pets and children aren't reaching them, and make sure that they're at least 12 inches away from those combustibles as well as the Christmas tree.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the dangers of lighting real candles. Clearly, it's fire, so it can catch anything else on fire if it's too close, as you mentioned. But are there recommendations of how you can still have the candle effect without the real thing?
Absolutely. You could get a glass globe that goes around it. Make sure that it's not in an area where there's going to be any wind coming through. For instance, if you had a window that was cracked open a little bit and those drapes were blowing towards it, you had other things that could knock the candle over. You want to make sure that it's up and away from anything that could touch it.
Okay. And then I like battery-operated candles. Is that safe?
A lot more safer than the flame candles.
Now, on average, you mentioned dry trees are going to be the likely spark, if you will, for a tree going up in flames. How quickly can a tree go up in flames?
Well, we tell folks that in today's modern houses, they have about 2 minutes or less to escape. Obviously, fires nowadays are burning much faster. There's polymers and plastics and everything else. When you take a look at a Christmas tree, especially if it's dry, it's going to be much less than that. You can see a Christmas tree that has not been properly watered. It's going to be fully engulfed in probably 30 to 45 seconds. And you're talking about the other contents of that living room, whether it be chairs, couches, and everything else, also catching fire. You're going to have those smoke and flames, so 2 minutes or less.
Okay, so keep the extinguisher close by.
Exactly.
Or water the tree properly. Now, holidays are a magnet for meals. Everyone looks forward to grazing over so many buffets, and certainly cooking fires are a concern for the fire department. What do we need to know before we get into the kitchen?
Well, absolutely. And cooking fires are the #1 cause of home fires throughout the entire year. But during the holiday season, you're going to see people making much larger meals. You're going to see them probably getting distracted. They may leave the kitchen. One of the biggest things is stay with what you're cooking. You mentioned fire extinguishers earlier. Obviously, having one close by to the stove is very important, but there's also some other very basic safety tips, such as keeping the lid close by, maybe some baking soda in case you had to throw it on top of that cooking fire. And then one of the biggest things that people make a grave mistake on is they put water on a cooking fire, especially if there's grease involved. That's only going to make it worse. You want to take away that air source from it. So especially if you have the lid and your pot's on fire, put the lid on top of it.
Oh, that's very easy to do. Okay, well, Matt, you have geared us up for the holidays. We are going to try not to let holidays go up in flames. Thank you for reminding us how to keep safe and prevent the fire hazards. Do come back and share more tips about fire and life safety.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Stay tuned for some interesting and useful information about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact you and our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. The City Council has resumed meeting in the Katie Dorset Council Chamber on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building, located at 300 West Washington Street. The public is allowed in person, but only in a limited capacity. Those who choose not to be in the building can participate virtually. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Roku. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. The Interactive Resource Center, or IRC, is launching the first phase of its around-the-clock operations. The program, called the IRC Drop-In Center, provides unhoused individuals with a network of services in one location. The Greensboro City Council allocated IRC funding to support the 24/7 service expansion. When fully operational, the program will provide the following resources: a safe and sanitary space for people to be sheltered from the elements, eliminating temperature requirements for emergency shelter; increased access to fundamental services such as restrooms, showers, laundry facilities, storage lockers, and phones into the evening and overnight hours. Evening case management will connect guests to mainstream benefits and increased likelihood of housing program success. Greensboro Mayor Nancy Vaughn said over the past year the city has implemented safe parking, pallet shelters, and now funding to support 24/7 services to the unhoused. This program will expand services to hundreds of individuals in need of resources throughout our community. The IRC welcomes donations, which include goods and supplies. To make a donation, visit the IRC website. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, prepare to mark your calendars for all the places to go and things to do on the town.
I'm Dave, and here are some upcoming special events happening on the town. For an enjoyable and inexpensive holiday lights display, drive or walk through the city's Sunset Hills neighborhood and take in the lighted Christmas balls. This annual tradition has become a food raiser for the Second Harvest Food Bank, so bring some canned goods to place in collection bins throughout the neighborhood. Lights are displayed nightly through December. Piedmont Winterfest continues at LeBauer Park in downtown Greensboro. Enjoy ice skating and curling through January 28th. Visit PiedmontWinterfest.com for tickets and schedule information. UNC Greensboro's men's basketball team is off to the best start in school history and ranks among the top mid-major teams in NCAA Division I. The Spartans open Southern Conference play with games in the Greensboro Coliseum versus Furman on January 3rd and January 6th against East Tennessee State. For tickets and more information, visit uncgspartans.com. It's always a good time to start thinking about vacation, so visit the North Carolina RV and Camping Show January 4th through the 7th at the Coliseum Special Events Center. Whether you're new to the pastime or a seasoned veteran, there's something for you at the region's largest recreational vehicle event. For hours and tickets information, visit northcarolinarvda.com. Teens and young adults can explore careers and apprenticeships on January 8th at a special career fair at the Central Library. The young people can meet representatives and recruiters from recruitment organizations, local businesses, trades, and the armed services. Learn more online at greensborolibrary.org. Stay tuned to FYI Weekly for more happenings on the town.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. The Greensboro Water Resources Department is temporarily switching from chloramines, which is the standard disinfectant in drinking water, to free chlorination. The switch will be in effect until mid-April of 2024. This procedure is used to maintain and optimize the water quality in the city's drinking water distribution system. During this time, some residents may notice a slight difference in the taste or smell of the water. This is a temporary and normal part of the transition, which does not adversely impact the water quality. Both chlorinated and chloraminated water are safe for drinking, cooking, and other general uses. Specialized industries such as medical facilities offering kidney dialysis, fish tank and pond owners, and some businesses that use water in their production process should take precautions such as filtration and treatment system adjustments. This procedure is similar to the routine maintenance performed with other water utilities in the county, including the Piedmont Triad Regional Water Authority. For more information, visit the city's website or call the Environmental Protection Agency Safe Drinking Water Hotline at 1-800-426-4791. Coming up after the break is our Way to Go GSO Shout Out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO Shout Out. This week's shout out goes to the City of Greensboro. Letitia McNeil, manager of the city's Office of Community Safety, has been appointed to the Community Violence Advisory Board. The board is affiliated with the state's newly created Office of Violence Prevention. According to the North Carolina Department of Public Safety, McNeil and her fellow advisory board members will provide guidance to the Office of Violence Prevention and assist in developing its strategic plan for reducing violence. The Office of Violence Prevention was established in March in coordination with the Department of Health and Human Services. It will use a public health approach to implement a statewide strategy for reducing violence. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM, 100.7 FM, and 90.5 FM. Be sure to download both weekly podcasts, Talk City Greensboro and Connect GSO, plus GTN is streaming on Roku. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.